decent enchantment, but keep studying. You've only scratched the surface. Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
I don't know much. Only the old tales about the ancient heroes who would use the voice to defeat the enemies of Skyrim. They say the emperors used to be dragonborn, but that all ended when Martin died during the Oblivion Crisis. The Greybeards can tell you much more than I can. They're the masters of the way of the voice, and taught Tiber Septim himself. Well, I only know what I've heard in the old tales. Shouting is an ancient form of magic, the use of one's voice to project their power. If you can shout, you need to go see the Greybeards. They'll know what to do.
Ah, student of the craft. You'll need to start by learning an enchantment. Take an enchanted weapon or piece of armor, then use the arcane enchanter to learn its secrets. The item is destroyed in the process, so be wary. Once you know an enchantment, you'll need a filled soul gem and something to enchant. You'll use the arcane enchanter for that too. Of course, I have everything you need for sale if you have the coin.
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense. Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task. A prospective student, are you? Well, I'm afraid I'm not much good at teaching. You should try your luck at the College of Winterhold. I'll put it simply so you'll understand. I advise the Jarl in matters of magic. If the Hold is faced with any threats or mysteries of a magical nature, I am called upon to explain things and suggest a course of action. Hopefully that answer will satisfy you. Good day. You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
Long life to you, Thane. What do you need, my Thane? All right, then. Honored to see you again, my Thane. Honor to you, my Thane. Farewell.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. Me, I prefer my books and my spells.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
There's a tranquility in magic, don't you think? It is simply energy to be harnessed by those with the will and knowledge to do so.
Suggestion to turn his thoughts to war. You're his steward. He'll listen to you.
Leave me out of your intrigues, Hrongar. If you have something to say to the Jarl, say it with your own tongue.
All this standing around is rubbish. We should be taking the fight to the Stormcloaks.
I serve Jarl Balgruuf as steward. From Adrian? Ah, this must be that weapon for the Jarl. Poor girl. So eager to prove herself. I'll present it to Balgruuf when his mood is agreeable. Thank you. Please, take these few coins for services rendered. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach.
One of the new servants? Remember that I like my meat rare. Absurd that you can't cook good sweet rolls in the skeever hole of a city. Absurd that you can't cook good sweet rolls in the skeever hole of a city. I need but a moment
of your time, my lord.
You've got 60 seconds. Go.
Well, it's your son, Nelker. The boy has been acting increasingly peculiar. More so than normal, I mean. Something really should be done.
All right.
I'm not a man. I'm a weapon in human form.
Make the necessary
Just
arrangements.
unsheath me and point me.
Of course, sir.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed everyone's passions of late. Me, I prefer my books and my spells. If I said that was a tedious question, would you be smart enough to know what I meant? Probably not. As long as I'm left alone to pursue my research, I don't care who gives the orders. Now, I'm a busy man, and your pointless questions are boring me terribly. Good day. There's a tranquility in magic, don't you think? It is simply energy to be harnessed by those with the will and knowledge to do so. Sadly, no. My work affords me few opportunities for such an adventure. Perhaps some hero will bring one to Dragon's Reach, like old Olaf one I once did. What a fascinating conversation that would be. You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
All this standing around is rubbish. We should be taking the fight to the Stormcloaks. My brother takes counsel from Proventus Avenici. What a laugh. He takes counsel from his daughter, and she's a bloody blacksmith. It means you can kill dragons and steal their power. Even speak with a dragon's voice, they say. There hasn't been a dragonborn seen in the land for centuries. Not since Talos himself walked his 7,000 steps to High Hrothgar. They live in seclusion on the slopes of the Throat of the World, the great mountain of Skyrim. They are masters of the way of the voice. If you really are dragonborn, they're the ones who can teach you how to use your power. Maybe we'll meet in the field. Just pray we're on the same side.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
I'm not a man. I'm a weapon in human form. Just unsheath me and point me at the enemy. If you run into
Honored
any
to see you
stormcloaks,
again, my
kill
Thane.
a dozen for me.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists. Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists.
Absurd that you can't cook good sweet rolls in the skeever hole of a city.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest of the great warriors?
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass. The only thing I remember is the old story of Tiber Septim being called Dragonborn by the Nords, before they switched sides and joined the Empire. No doubt those graybeards up at High Hrothgar will talk your ear off about it. Near as I can tell, a bunch of ancient Nord hermits who live on top of a mountain. Never heard of them talking to anybody before. If they really do want to talk to you, you'd better go find out what they want. You never know. Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward. That is an old tale, but well known to those of us who serve in the keep. Long ago, there lived a mighty hero of the Nords, Olaf One-Eye. Olaf did battle with a fearsome dragon named Numenex. The struggle between Olaf and the dragon culminated in a mighty duel atop Mount Anthor, with Olaf the victor. Olaf returned in triumph to Whiterun. By his decree, the city's keep was rebuilt as a prison for Numenex, and so, from that time until this, our great keep has been called Dragon's Reach. Ah, splendid. Our fine city has a proud history, and I'm happy to share what I know. The history of Whiterun begins with Jorrvaskr, the Hall of the Companions. For a long time, it was the only building on the mountain. As time passed, a thriving community sprang up around Jorrvaskr, as was common with mead halls. Today, Whiterun is the jewel of Skyrim. I can say without boast that it is the greatest city in all the holds. Well, there are 3 of them, arranged in 3 tiers, as you may have noticed. The Plains District is so named because it's the closest of the 3 to the plains that surround the city. The inn and marketplace are found there. Most of the city's residents live in the Wind District, which is the middle of the 3. Dragon's Reach occupies the highest, which we call the Cloud District. From here, the Jarl can see all that goes on within his city. Splendid. There's a house available right now. Very well. Just let me know when you have the necessary funds. Enjoy your visit to Dragon's Reach. I serve Jarl Balgruuf as steward. If there's any more I can help you with, just let me know. The Jarl is, as you can imagine, very busy. Perhaps I can assist you. Until next, the task of steward is more important than you realize. The Jarl often asks for my invaluable counsel. Not then. I'm kept so busy. I don't get to see my daughter as often as I'd like. Perhaps you've met her. Adrian? She owns the shop, War Maidens. You want something from me? Uh-huh.
I've got my eyes on you.
You shouldn't leave weapons laying around. Someone could get hurt. If I see you doing it again, that someone will be you. Have I made myself clear? See that it doesn't happen again.
Ain't nobody
not.
high and
Come
mighty
dragon
in these
or
halls
giant, we'll be
except
ready.
the Jarl. And don't you forget.
I mostly deal with petty thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid. Gotta keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time. Yesterday I saw a dragon fly right over the city, headed northeast, towards Sheer Point by the looks of it. If you need potions, you should try Arcadia's Cauldron. They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King. With his voice, shouted him apart.
I serve Jarl Balgruuf as steward.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
Favor the bow, eh? I'm a swordman myself. You couldn't possibly be the Dragonborn of legend, could you?
Ain't nobody high and mighty in these halls except in the Jarl. And don't you forget.
Absurd that you can't cook good sweet rolls in the skeever hole of a city.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend. Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep. What is it that you need? Well, in the old tales, the Dragonborn heroes would use the power of their voice to defeat the enemies of Skyrim. Wolfhearth was Dragonborn. Talos too, the founder of the Empire. Back in the good old days. In the very oldest tales, back from when there still were dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power. They're the masters of the way of the voice, of shouting. They live up on top of the throat of the world. If you're really Dragonborn, they'll want to talk to you. In the old stories, they always summon the Dragonborn for training. No doubt, he thought it was the only way to make his point. And also, because he knew he could. If it's the war you're referring to, I'm on the side of Whiterun. No doubt General Tullius and his friends in the Empire will tell you that I owe them my loyalty. And perhaps I do. Ulfric Stormcloak would say that I owe my allegiance to the Nord people as they fight for Skyrim's independence. Perhaps this is also true. The day might come when I am forced to draw my sword for one side or the other. But that day has not come yet. With good planning and constant vigilance. Even now, my court wizard, Farengar, continues his research into ways we might drive back these terrors. We must also have ample reserves of water to combat the fires that will surely spread after an attack. But our greatest weapon? Courage. For if we cannot kill the beast, we must at least have the tenacity to drive it back. Until brave heroes step forward to destroy these monsters, that is the best we can do.
Hey, get out of here!
Now, if you don't mind, I've got a city to keep. Mm-hmm.
You need to leave.
I worry about the other settlements in the
You
hold.
need to leave.
Unwalled, lightly manned. Prime targets for those
Hey,
damn
get outta
dragons.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. You need to leave. Good job. Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists. You need to leave.
Gotta keep my eyes open. Damn dragons could swoop down at any time.
You need to leave.
Stormcloaks, Imperials, dragons. Ain't no matter to me what I
Hey,
kill.
get out of
Let
here!
them come.
You need to leave. You need to leave.
What do you need?